So as y'all probably noticed, I have been lacking on doing the Primal reviews. I stopped at episode 3, but now I've been caught up because there was a couple things that happened. I got sick and I got behind on it. So I finally caught up, and now this is sort of my review for episodes 4 to 7. So let's see, this like 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, I don't remember the names of all the episodes, but essentially those 4 episodes are centered around Mira. So we get to see what happened to Mira, Spear, or no, not Spear, Fang, and her two, I don't want to say dinosaur cubs, they're her two dinosaur babies roaming around with her and a couple other villagers. The villagers don't exactly live long enough to talk about them, but they're funny. They're for comedic relief, so that was cool. But we find out that the village that Mira and Spear were in and Fang were in got attacked by these like weird warthog hyena wolf hybrid things. Prehistoric animal. I don't know what the name of it would be, but a pack of them attacked the village, and that's where we see the village being burnt, and that's when Spear comes back from the shaman at the very beginning of the season. The timeline is weird how it matches up. It makes me question if this is a retcon or I wasn't sure because it seems like based off of seeing it that the hyenas attack cause chaos and then 5 minutes later Spear is resurrected but Mira and Fang have already been gone and then they run into Spear after he gets resurrected. The timeline is weird how it doesn't match up over the course of the several episodes, right? It seems like by the time Mira makes it to the forest, Spear would have had to have been in episode 2 instead of episode 3, if that makes sense. I can't tell where the timeline is on this story. Point is, by episode 5, Mira and Spear get back together, and it's interesting to see how Zombie Spear is approached creatively and the fun that they're trying to have with him regaining his memories and seeing who he is of his past life. And when they come back and see the villagers, which, again, I find it odd because I thought that same village was burnt already. So I wasn't sure if that was the same village or a different village, but they go to this village to save Mira after she was hurt from the hyenas, and all the villagers start attacking Spear because he's a zombie. They think he's evil. So I like what they're doing with Spear's character and trying to address his, the complexity of having an undead man regaining his memories and what that might be like for him. And they're starting to bring back a little bit of emoting with his face. So he's starting to be like, he's doing like funny faces now, which is cool. And I like what they're doing with him. I am starting to run into problems here narratively, and those are just a couple things already. But there are also creative decisions that I don't particularly care for. Making this so far at episode 7, it's not as good as the first 2 seasons. Now, to be fair, the first season is hard to beat. The first season is fucking peak. Second season, you could argue it's a little bogged down from the continuity of it all and not the anthology of it. But to be fair, after you get characters that know each other and we start to get an ensemble cast, continuity is key. But we kind of lost a little bit of that in these last couple episodes, in my opinion. Not to say that's a bad thing. I'm not sure where they go with this because at the end of season 2, Spear was dead, right? Like Spear was he was not coming back. It was very heavily implied with his child being seen alive and him not being there. And given that he's returned, we can only assume that he's just going to die again. He's not going to live very long as a zombie. So I don't know what Genndy Tartakovsky's plan is here. I'm starting to see that he has more writers and storyboard people coming on. So he's got other people working on this now, which is, I don't want to say it's a red flag, but it kind of is a red flag for me. Not to mention, there are several instances of Mira surviving crazy shit, like being thrown very harshly by one of these prehistoric hyenas against a rock wall while Mira is pregnant and the baby is somehow unharmed. She falls in the arms of Spears' zombified body several hundred feet probably onto concrete and lands on him. Baby's fine. And not like a human body is a pillow. It's a human body, right? But there are analytical problems I have with this. I get it. It's a cartoon. I shouldn't be digging too deep into some of that. I mean, the first couple seasons were fucking ridiculous in a lot of that sense. But I gave those a pass because of the fantastical nature of the context in the story. In this particular case, it doesn't feel as fantastical. Does that make sense? We apply magic to resurrect Spear, but we don't apply magic to explain anything regarding his resurrection. We have no idea about what's going to happen next with him, and they treat him kind of dumb because he is a zombie and he doesn't know any better. So they're kind of girl bossing up Mira a little bit. I hate to say that. It hurts my soul to say that. But they're kind of girl bossing Mira and girl bossing Fang. And I can forgive that because it's Tartakovsky. I can let it go if this ends up being like good by the end of the season. If it remains consistent. But if it just ends up being, okay, we're going to kill Spear's dumb zombie body because he's fucking useless and remove him from the story completely, then I'm just going to say the one thing I thought I'd never say, which is Primal went fucking ultra feminist. Ultra third wave feminist. And I don't want to say that. I really don't. It actually hurts me to say that. But I can't, being so fatigued by this woke garbage, I can't ignore it. I can't ignore seeing the problems of having girl boss pregnant lady Mira surviving, crazy shit that she probably wouldn't survive, or neither the baby survive, while bashing a helpless, dumb, resurrected Spear. It's not Spear's fault that he got resurrected. He didn't want to come back to life. So why you bumming this guy out? And look, I get it. I can be optimistic until I can't. But right now, I don't like that Fang doesn't like Spear. She has every right to not trust a zombie Spear. That's just her instincts as a dinosaur. But I don't trust the writing process of that and the creative choices behind that. Now, there's 3 episodes left. I'm willing to be optimistic about where the show is going. But to be honest, man, I really hope they don't just kill off Spear because he's useless and he's a dumb zombie. And I hope that they didn't make these decisions because it's supposed to be telling us a message about intersectionality and feminism and pregnant women can survive being chomped on by dinosaurs and baby hyenas and baby baboons and shit. And meanwhile, the female characters are overpowering the male characters. I don't want to buy into that with this show. I really don't. Because the show was badass before. It was Conan. It was prehistoric Conan shit. And I want to get back to that. We had it in the first 3 episodes. But as you see with shows like this, when they get infiltrated, it's always the first 3 episodes that get you. And then after that, it's full-blown Marxist propaganda. I hate to say it, but like I said, I'm willing to be optimistic. So let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in another video very soon.